You say stop the ball in a time for you strong now. You know what I mean, father? You really ask some questions, you know.
There was a saga in the whole entire internet about age gap, relationship and stuff like that.
Me live it, you know.
Yeah.
Nobody no live that life for me. And me live it, and me go through it, and me know what I want. I'm emotional. I wasn't a very sociable girl. We butt heads a lot. I lost a lot of weight. I became unrecognizable.
So you're married for green card.
When somebody died and that's your father, you know, you'll never see again.
The drama from the divorce. It was that. Hi guys, welcome back to another video. Thank you so much for tuning in. Thank you so much for supporting the channel. Big up on yourself. Today we have a special guest in the house. Yeah? ALICIA Kim. Wagwan.
This is yeah.
Big up, well, I don't know anything, you see?
Yeah, man, we're there.
Yeah, man. So yes, guys, so today is a big bad interview, guys. Yeah, so it's an exclusive. Big exclusive, so we're gonna ask all the hard question them. All the question them where, you know, some sensitive topic. We're just gonna touch upon everything, give you guys an insight of what's been going on, what's going on, and you know, some rumors out there and stuff like that. So just gonna jump into it, guys. Please remember to like, share, subscribe to the channel, guys. Yeah, man, we can't do this without you guys. We love you know. Thank you guys for supporting.
So yes, we're gonna set the record straight today.
We're gonna set the record straight.
Set the record straight.
You know what I mean? I wouldn't mean DJ.
Yeah.
We're just gonna set it straight. You know what I mean? Yeah, guys, so we're just gonna jump into it. Yeah, ready?
Yeah, man, I'm ready.
Alright. What was typical life growing up for you in Jamaica, basically?
As I said, it was very typical. I just a regular young girl growing up, went to basic school, went on to primary. Then I went to St. Hugh's High School. High school really shaped me into, I think, the woman I am today.
Yeah.
And then, of course, went on to UE, did college, and doing all of that, interacting with my classmates, everybody. It's just a typical Jamaican life. Growing up, I had my basic necessities. You know, you would go country for summer, things like that. So it was a normal life, nothing extraordinary about it. Just a simple, quiet life growing up.
Awesome.
Yeah.
You mentioned college. What was it like being the first from either side of the family to basically attend college? What was that like for you?
That was a big accomplishment because, as you said, because I knew I had the potential to be the first one to go to university. I made it a point of duty to go to university because back then, going into sixth form, you had an opportunity to either come out of school, go straight into working, or go to college. And I'm like, it would be nice to leave school now and get a job and make some money.
Yeah, the money tempting.
The money tempting. But at the same time, I think my mother was my biggest inspiration, mommy.
Yeah.
Because knowing that my dad died when we were very young, and knowing that she put everything into me, going to school, you know, going to sixth form, it's such an accomplishment, I think, for her, and such a prideful moment for her that I had to go to university to show her that despite her circumstances, despite anything, we can go to the highest level and accomplish things.
Good. You mentioned about the time that our dad passed.
Yeah.
I was pretty young at that time.
Right.
You were the older.
Yes,
so
the oldest one.
Oldest one, so you were more likely to face everything. What was that like for you?
You know, when Daddy died, that was I think that was the first time I experienced someone dying. And then to experience somebody dying and that's your father, you know, you'll never see again. It was hard to process. I was very depressed. At the time, I didn't even know I was having such a reaction to it. I lost a lot of weight. I became unrecognizable. I would be in school. I remember they call it like dribbling or whatever, just drawing things in my books. I wouldn't be taking notes. So it affected me in a way that I didn't really understand. And then I had to go to the guidance counselor in school for them to kind of help me to get over the grief of it all, because it was really hard. And then as I got older now, knowing that I have two younger brothers, I know how it would impact you guys with not having a father there. So, you know, it was hard, but I must say that mommy really take up her foot in her hand, as Jamaican would say. She take she take up the battle, and she was there for us. And for that, we have to big her up.
Definitely.
Yeah.
Big
So
up
she
mommy
feel
all
that,
the
yeah.
time. Yeah. You mentioned that you also mentioned having 2 younger siblings. For us at the time, we were struggling in regards to like losing a father, but we were younger.
Right.
So you would have endure more pain because you know you have to deal with.
Yes.
But what was it like having that to deal with and having us to deal with as 2 younger siblings, watching over us at the same time?
Well, it became difficult. For example, in a one-parent household now where mommy had to work to fend for us, provide for us, there are times that I had to watch over you guys. So what happened is that I took on this role of a protector at a very, very young age. I took on the role of a protector, and I was cooking for my brothers. I was making sure homework was done. I was filling in that gap almost as a parent in a way. When my mother wasn't there, I'm your boss. So I would tell you, you know, you do your homework, come wash the dishes them, come wash up the plate them, all of that. So after the grief, I unknowingly took on that protector parent role at a very young age for my brothers. I remember even too with you, just making sure that you never go down a wrong road. The company that him keep, I would call him and say, come in at the yard, we had to do this, you know?
Yeah, but even also that, because I'm not telling me younger, me the rude.
Very
so
rude.
Now, what me to deal with now, because basically I took the mother role.
Right.
Mommy,
when mommy they were.
Yeah, and things like that, they have me to deal with. You know, typical rude red liquor people.
Yes.
How is that like for you scold me for sit with that, me not really, because easy for lead down the wrong path. You know what I mean? And me young, I really know better. What was that like being older one for make sure we steer me in the right direction, even though it was easy because me being older and knowing that you're my sister, so I'm not taking most of it.
Well, we butt heads a lot. We butt heads a lot, Asil, because I am the older one, but he's a boy and he's the middle child. So you used to go like, she's supposed to give me an attack. You understand? When we say wash plate, you don't want to wash it immediately, you know. You wash it, you know, but you wash it when you feel like to wash it. And me like, me the big one, even listen. So we kind of had that little dynamic going on where a power struggle in the house when mommy wasn't there. But after a while, I think as I got older, I got a more understanding of what's going on. It became easier. But as we were younger, we just kind of figured it out. We just did whatever worked for us. You know, we didn't have a plan. We didn't have a step-by-step thing what to do. We just kind of make it work.
True that.
Yeah, man.
To that.
And it worked. Look at us now.
Great sister this. Not tell like she just stand up on her foot, you know, as a bigger sister. We have to respect that all the time. Yeah, so like, what are some of the things that Kim enjoy growing up? What are things that you like, what excite you, you know, even now?
Even though, well, back then, growing up, I wasn't a very sociable girl. So I didn't have a lot of friends. But the friends that I did have, I like going out. I like playing games, dandy shandy, netball. I used to play netball a lot. And just typical girly stuff. Love medallion. Love play and plait medallion here. Them little things, you know. Just regular typical Jamaican things. I used to even love watching the boys them play them marble, them boom pan wall with elastic. Just simple little things,
True. Yeah. And then as things generally go on, you get older, you know, you get bigger, everybody get bigger and make their own life. And you make that big step now in your life and let us know that you're gonna get married. What was that like? Getting married and moving to a new country for the first time, leaving us. What was that like really? What was that like for you?
It was exciting for me as an individual, but it was also hard as well. Getting married to me was symbolic. It symbolized a union. As I said, my dad died when I was young, 14, and you know, it was my mom with us 3. So for me, marriage symbolized togetherness. It symbolized a union, you know, a man in the household. So I was thinking about my future children and what that would mean. But leaving my family, who I've always been around, lived with, it was hard.
It was hard for us as well, to be
Yes.
honest, you know?
I mean, I
Hard
cried.
work.
You cried.
Yeah.
I remember the morning when I was about to book my flight. I cried.
Reality soaking. It's crazy.
So, being married also meant not only starting my life, but it also meant that I was leaving behind, in a way, this family and creating my own in a whole different country. So, it was a choice that I had to make, to say, you know what, I'm older now, it's time for me to start my life and go into that.
Awesome. So, now fast forward now, are you there in America now?
Yes.
First time I go to America. You're there
Yeah.
America. You don't know now.
No.
You're there America. What was like that like adjusting to life in America, and what, before you leave Jamaica going to America, you had your YouTube. You know
Yes,
what I
I
mean?
had
And
YouTube channel.
you have a big up crew. What role did the big up crew also play in your life while you were in the States, basically by yourself?
A very, very big role.
Yeah.
Yeah, even though it's an online community, they played a huge part in making me feel comfortable in my new environment. Being my online family, they would give me recommendations of places to go, things to do, stuff like that. Because no matter where, if you move from Kingston to Mobile, it's a transition. It's a different place, it's different people, so it's hard, you know? So, being in America for the first time, it was exciting, but it was so new and so different that I did need guidance. I did need to be introduced to different things, driving on the opposite side of the road, things like that. So
That's weird.
I must say the people in my life at the time did help to introduce me to these new things, and also my online community as well did help to, you know, make sure I felt comfortable and to make sure that I had that my YouTube channel still going, that which was very important.
I have to touch on this very briefly, but at that time as well,
Yes.
there was a saga in the whole entire internet about age gap, relationship, and stuff like that. Yeah, so what was that like for you at that, to endure like criticism? Some praise, some people respect it, but it was a mixed reception. What was that like, you know, have to get
Deal with that?
after? Yeah.
You know what? To be honest with you, the age gap was never a major deal to me. It was more to the outside world. So because I accepted the age gap for what it was, I was more focused, as I would say all the time, on the love we had in the relationship at that time.
Yeah.
And because of that, I was prideful in showing the relationship. I was bold with it. It was out there. You see who I was with. I was very proud. There's nothing to hide.
Yeah.
Because as I said, the person I was with, they were healthy.
Yeah.
You know? And the relationship was founded on a good foundation, which was love. So there was nothing for me. I wasn't embarrassed about it at all. But it was the first time I was dealing with online bullying or online criticism to such a large extent. So I did have to say, you know, I want a big deal, you know, with people. So it took time to get used to people talking negatively about me and the relationship. But after I got over that hump, it was just life as usual. I just documented my life.
And with that, we know the big uproar on the internet, what comes after all of that. What comes after was the divorce.
Yes.
What was dealing with the world?
Hey, you really
drama?
asked some questions, you know.
We have to.
For all the best in quality in acrylic, structure gel, gel-X, and so much more, book with Sans Magic Touch on Instagram. Make it a date and don't be late.